And we're here. Right, so we're on round 2 of the summer skirmish. It's Plunder, and we have Barry's Orcs facing Bob's Dwarves. I shall, as you can see, they've currently set up on the custom table. Don't know if people are aware of all the heights and the scenery, but it can be found in the rules pack. Both players get to use a Diamond Geezer, or Mr. Shine as Barry's is being called.
Or King of Diamonds.
King of Diamonds is the
King of Diamonds is meant to, yeah. Right, well, you've both got one of those. I've not got its stats, to be very honest. I'm sure you can help me out a bit here, Bob, and say what it does.
It is a hero large cavalry, as it's written there. Height 4, speed 7, melee 4, defense 4, 5 attacks, dash 15 nerve. Its special rules are crushing strength 2, nimble, pathfinder, strider, dazzled by diamonds, which is the King of Diamonds dazzles the enemy and is -1 to hit in melee or range, including spells. And it's a loner, so it's above all others and cannot be inspired.
Neat. Right. Well, I am going to just pop up the lists. So we shall start with Barry's Orcs. Barry, would you like to talk us through your list? Might make that bigger for everybody viewing at home.
Not really. I'm not massively fond of it.
I know you don't.
Oh yeah, skull poles. I've got to add those in. That's handy. Thanks for that. Yeah, so 2 regiments Morax, hitting stuff. The usual. 2 regiments of Young Axe for getting hit by stuff. The usual. 2 regiments of Orklings for sweeping in when you're least expecting and smashing everything to pieces. And that. Oh wait, sorry. 2 legions of fight wagons. That's them. Ignoring all the terrain stuff. Oh my goodness. High speed war drum, because you never know where you're going to be getting hit in the face the most. What else have I got? Oh yeah. Mounted Crudger with Mournful Blade duelist. That's probably useful to somebody somewhere, but I've never really haven't made much use of it as yet. I'm probably not going to today. Crudger Wing Slasher with Iron Resolve, because it makes him live a bit longer. And the less said about the Godspeaker, the better, because I put the wrong things on him and subbed to the list just before the deadline.
What was the mistake?
Oh.
The mistake? He's got Hex. He's got Hex, which is really useful for upsetting spellcasters when you're then going to zap them next turn with something ranged, and I have nothing ranged. So, really complicated.
I'm going to hex you, and then I'm going to Bane chant you.
Yep, that's about the place of it. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, really annoying. Didn't realise until after I submitted it that I'd done that. Didn't mean to. There you go. Only 3 more games to deal with it.
I'm sure you'll cope well. Bob, would you like to talk through your 3 dwarves?
Right. Well, we'll start with the easy bit. There are 3 units that aren't on Brox. That's 2 regiments of Mastiffs and a Berserker Lord with the Wings of Honey Maze. But the vast majority of the army is 4 regiments of Brock Riders, 1 with the Boots, 1 with Macquars, 1 with the Brew of Strength, and 4 troops of Brock Riders, all that lovely nerve that you have to chew through. Then we've got the 2 regiments of Mastiffs, without throwing Mastiffs, because dogs throwing dogs, and anyway they're only there to die, so why make them 80 points when they can be 65? Berserker Lord with the Wings of Honey Maze, the Wingy Kingy, as previously mentioned, whose survivability is quite high actually. He seems to lead a charmed life, but we'll see for tonight. Berserker Lord with the Blade of the Beast Slayer, which seems to be the standard issue when mounted on a Brock, especially when you've got somebody with a winged slasher, and then just because he's the ultimate Brock Rider, Spheric Agilax on Hellbrock. And that's it.
Cool.
Oh, and the Diamond Geezer bloke, of course.
No worries. Right, so I'll just close that, and we should have UB pop up. Come on.
I'm trying to work out any of the lists for the tournament don't have the Jesse's Boots of Striding on.
Right. If you forget to put it on a unit, if you forget to put it on a unit on the Easy Army, a little paperclip pops up and says, "You don't appear to have used Sir Jesse's Boots of Striding. Do you want to rectify this mistake?"
I think you might be right on that one.
Yeah.
Jonathan's asking about the drink choice of tonight. Tonight we are on gin again. It's raspberry and thyme. So there we go.
I'm drinking Banks's bitter because it's 80-something p a bottle at Aldi. And I knew I was up against
Good choice.
So I faced it before. I think table on.
And what's Matt on?
Summer fruit juice.
Good man.
Kids drink.
Cool.
A fruit-based
Got to have
beverage.
some fruit-based beverage. No worries. Right, well, Bob, you're at the top. Barry's at the bottom. We'll let you go off, have fun, and we'll see you at the other end. Enjoy yourselves.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. And now they've gone, we can say whatever we like about them.
What do you like about them when they're here?
Oh, well, it's more fun saying things about them behind the back, and then they can try and catch up on it later. So, what do we think of those lists?
It's a lot of Brocks.
Yeah, it is a lot of Brocks. Although scarily, he's always had a lot of Brocks. Most of his lists, you're facing off that amount of Brocks.
What's the speed on those fight wagons then compared to the speed
7.
of Brocks?
They're slower than the Brocks.
So there's basically. So what's faster than Brocks? Just the flyer.
The flyer and the mounted guys. Mounted war drum, mounted crudger, mounted god speaker. They're the same speed as the Brocks. The slasher is faster, and everything else is slower.
So Bob's got the maneuverability if he can shut down that flyer
Yes.
with a king with a big fighting monster sword to specifically shut down that flyer.
Yeah, avoiding a mounted Brock Lord is very hard.
Yeah, I should know. I've had to do it enough times.
Is it an individual or is it a
Individual.
It's an individual.
to the Brock one, not the big beast badger thing?
No. The Brock Berserker Brock Lord on a Brock is 363 arc, 16-inch charge range.
Yeah, it's going to get you in it.
Yeah. Unless you're
Or
so far out, you're useless.
Or the Lord with the hand mazes, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Wingy Kingy is absolutely horrendous, having faced him enough times.
Oh, they started. Stuff is moving.
Right, let's move that off. And let's have a look. It looks like first
So Barry
turn's
got
gone
first turn.
Barry.
I'm presuming Barry is moving forward to about 16.1 inches away from the Brocks.
Is that 6, 12,
Let's
15, that's 17 and a half away, I think.
Sounds right. The key thing is it's more than 16.
Those are big units.
I mean, 30 attacks is not bad, but he has to use them.
It's not exactly manoeuvrable, is it, with that whopping great big depth to it?
No. And Barry has nothing ranged at all.
No, not since he lost fibre on that God Speaker. So he's just going to want to. Thinks he's going to get charged, isn't he?
He is going to get charged, no matter where he goes on that table. It's ruthlessly fast is the list.
Although presumably he could wing it so that he's in range of the little troops of Brock's, but not the actual regiments. But then he chews through the troop for a turn, and then he gets charged by the regiments of Brock's.
The troops still have 13 attacks. So against most of his units, they're still going to risk breaking them.
And it's painful with the nerve.
Yeah, that's the thing. You get charged by the small unit, even if you countercharge it with something big, they're probably still there.
Yeah, they've got such high nerve. It's definitely compensates.
He's got a lot of force on that right-hand side, Barry, isn't he? Whereas Bob's a bit, not exactly evenly spread out, but he's got a lot more on the left. Some Orklings and a young axe going up against, what's that, Brock's, Mastiff, more Mastiffs, Little Brock's, Flying King, Brock Lord. Now, you would assume as a TO that I knew what the mission was.
It's Plunder.
Is that just a generic pick up the objectives type one? Because I should have read this, but I was off ill. That's my excuse. I left it to Mark and Paul.
Yeah, the ones with stars, they've chosen to be worth 2 points, and the ones that haven't got stars are just 1 point for scenario.
So it's very even.
Yeah.
A mirror image.
How much attention are they going to pay to the objectives?
They'll probably ignore them until turn 5.
That's what I'm thinking. It's going to be charge forward, kill as much as you can, and then go, oh, I need to get objectives. Where am I? Can I get any?
Yeah. Yeah, having seen this pair before, I can see that happening.
That does presume that Barry's still got an army left by then.
It's going to be that first big turn.
I think he'll still have stuff.
I mean, what's the nerve on those legions? What have you got to chew through?
Let's have a little look.
It's going to be big, isn't it?
I think the 22, 24, that kind of nerve on the big units.
Fight wagons, dash 20.
Right.
For a legion? No.
Yeah, dash 20.
Oh. I mean, it's big, but it's not huge.
It's not as big as you would have thought.
You'd have been hoping for more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
That's the thing. 2 units of Brock's, a regiment and a troop hit it. That could be the end of it in one go.
And then what's left? But then the young axes are not. Oh, so there's more axe in the middle, but those young axes aren't exactly big, heavy hammers.
No. I must admit, Barry plays them very well, though. He's that used to using them.
Let's have a look. What are they? 4+, 12 attacks. Crushing one, I suppose.
Mm.
So,
And it
6
looks like we're
hits.
over to Bob.
What, no shooting phase?
No.
I believe the shooting phase will be ignored in this game.
Yeah, the odd Bane chant.
Yeah, I think that'll be about it. I don't think he's going to be using that hex.
No, get the Berserker Spellcaster. Oh.
No J boots online for noobs only. Ooh, that's fighting talk.
No J boots means your army has Pathfinder.
Who is
yeah.
Q-Bar on YouTube? Is that
I'm not
John?
sure.
Mr. Quail? Can't work it out.
It could just be, especially as he's saying Barry should sacrifice his chaff early. I don't think he's going to get much choice, to be honest. I think his chaff will go very quickly.
Yeah, it's how much of Barry's army is going to get sacrificed.
Mm.
Presumably Orkling's young axe. Not really much else, is there? And the King of Diamonds, I suppose.
I'm presuming the mounted trudger is going to be stuck in front of something to die and hopefully save it.
Hmm. I'm assuming it's mighty.
No. He's just going to hope to be lucky, I think.
Has he gone in those woods, has he not?
I think he's out, but if he wants to do anything, he's going to have to go through him.
Diamond Geese has gone in, but the troop's out. You're right.
So what's the charge range on those chariots?
14, I think. Don't think they've got anything helpful.
So he's moved into charge range. See, I'd have thought you'd have sat just outside of Barry's charge range in his own charge range.
I suppose he's relying on the fact if they charge forward, he can kill them.
I think he's lining up to be able to put more in, if you know what I mean. He's making it so it can only get past in certain places.
Plus, if those Brocks survive, you're going to have things at very funny angles with flanks pointing in places that flanks really shouldn't be pointing.
Yeah.
No one wants Badger and flank.
No. Bob's getting quite mean and horrible when it comes to this kind of tactic recently.
Is universal battle changing him?
Yeah, it is. It's disgusting.
Too many games.
Mm. Although I've yet to see him actually play on a real table again recently. I know we went and had a game with Ian from the club the other week, but we've kept saying we're going to do an analogue game and not done it.
I keep assigning the paint stuff and not done it.
Oh, I'm horrendous for that. I've got stuff that well and truly needs painting. Okay. Diamond Geese has taken the bait.
I suppose he's trying to kill him.
Yeah.
And then
he can turn to face and not leave a flank open.
I think he can turn, sacrifice whatever. He might be able to protect the young axe. And then countercharge. It's going to be charged. It's going to be a round of sacrifice this unit, sacrifice this unit, sacrifice this unit, and see what you end up with at the end.
Yeah.
Well, they should be able to kill those, you'd hope, kill those Brocks. then where are they going to go?
Actually,
Turn
take
around.
those 3. Yeah.
But then they need to end up somewhere where they're actually blocking some other blocks. Otherwise, they're just sitting down that side, and then the other boxes go straight past.
How many
Straight
attacks has Diamond Geese got?
Not a huge amount, but he explodes on 6s. Really should have
He's got five attacks, hitting on. Was it 4s or 5s? I must admit, we've not taken part in this one. I've only been catching bits and pieces of it.
The other 2 are only looking to do about 5 or 6 wounds.
Oh, this one doesn't have the exploding things. He's just got 5 attacks.
Right.
Yeah, it might.
You forget when you've seen the first draft of some of these characters, and you kind of go, "Whoa, put it down, Mark," and then you forget what they're like.
Yeah, no, that might not be enough.
It may depend very much on how the dice go for Baz.
Yes. At least there's nothing to inspire the troop.
Barry's obviously doing that thinking thing.
Yeah.
It's exceptionally painful. Yeah.
That's the problem with armies like Bob's, though. You'd end up spending forever trying to find a way to do something and not die.
I think with an army list like Bob's, you just have to decide what you're willing to lose and get it in there as quickly as you can.
Yeah, no, smack in as hard as you can and hope you get lucky.
Yeah.
I think when you're playing a melee list and you're used to playing sort of mixed or shooting lists, you kind of go that, well, I'm going to lose a lot on the way in, but when I get there, it's going to be my phase. But this one, they're both like that. So, yeah, a big bundle and see what's left. And then this left flank, which is just pretty open.
I've got to agree with this one. It is definitely a trap, as I've just popped up on screen.
Yeah, but I don't think Bob's got any other option but to try and spring it.
Where's the wingy kingy going?
It'll be going around the back to come at that Crudger, I would imagine.
How far away is it from the slasher?
What's that? 6, 12, 18, 24.
24. Too close. Too far away, I mean, to get it.
Yeah.
The thing is, it could probably take out
I would imagine these little Orklings would probably disappear to him.
Yeah. Well, Orkling's 10, 12, and he's got 8 attacks, so yeah.
Well, they sound like they're being quite jovial downstairs. I can hear laughing.
It's a good sign.
It is.
It could be despairing laughter.
Or it could be Bob's maniacal laughter as he realises he's about to charge a very large amount of badgers.
Yeah.
To some slightly slower green for skins.
I would not be surprised if Jan can suddenly start hearing a chant of badger, 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 badger.
I'm just glad he's not playing it on the speakers.
So a special character, has he got Pathfinder or anything? Let's have a look. It's very relaxed.
Have they actually put any info on them? No, have they? They've just made them look pretty, but no details. Typical.
So there's only 2 units that are going to get through there unhindered, and it's those 2 the caterpillar Brocs and the Brocs with boots. And if that fight wagon parks itself up against that fence, it can't be hit by the caterpillar one easily because caterpillar's not going to ignore a wall.
I like Barry's extra round, the procrastinating round. Okay.
Barry needs procrastination time. Okay.
I thought that guy only had 3 attacks. Oh no, it does explode then.
No, it's 5 attacks, space.
Oh no, it was just him putting 5 on. I think he put the 5 on before I saw the.
But I think it's got them. Yeah. They needed a high roll because they're quite high nerve, aren't they?
Where's he going to put them? That's going to try and stop something getting at those fight wagons or whatever it is he's trying to defend.
Is he going to move the duelist forward, do we think?
Make the king backwards. Maybe the king sideways. That would be a rotating placement. Well, if the king went forward enough, it could be out of arc of everything apart from 1 unit of Brocs.
King looks to have turned to face. Yeah. King's now turned to face. So.
Yeah.
So he's hiding.
I like his model.
Or has he? He could be right. No, he has.
Yeah. So the king could either get in the way and chaff, or he could try and get behind and say, well, I'm 15 attacks in the rear, king on 3s, get crashing. I do like your Diamond King model though. That's quite cool.
I must admit, I do enjoy these different models and how people do them up. Had some fantastic work when I did ours.
Ben Partshay's is wonderful. Then he's the first person I know that noticed that you can put too many layers down and then the game crashes. Covered his faces with skulls, and then couldn't save it and couldn't work out why, and then started deleting layers and went, there you are. There's a limit.
Well, it's good when you can find these things out.
Yeah.
Even better when it happens to somebody else and not yourself.
It happens when you leave somebody who's a computer artist loose on a gaming form of computer art and to see what they do with it. It's good fun.
Would imagine working with computers and then having your hobby now on a computer would have to be a bit much to me. But then Barry does computer techie stuff as well, so.
Thing is, Ben works on computers all day, but doesn't particularly like or have any massive interest in computers. It just happens to be where he does his job. He knows nothing about anything other than the program he uses. He'll be the first person to tell you that.
Oh gosh.
The unit's going sideways.
Yeah, I am I'm wondering what his thoughts are there. Bob's
Makes a
not
nice little
normally.
semicircle.
Hmm?
It's almost like he's saying, I'm building a little semicircle. Go on, go for those objectives, and then I'm just going to come at you from every angle.
Hmm.
He's being un-Bob-like in his caution.
He is being unbob-like with his caution. But as I say, he seems to be getting very tactical. I don't know where he's picked up this whole idea of tactics, but well,
Is he going for the principle that the only thing that the slasher can charge is that massive pack, and if he charges that massive pack and doesn't kill it, he's then facing
stuck there.
that way. with
Is the what height is the statue, the toppled?
3 or 4. Hang on, let me look.
Okay,
Height 4.
height
So you
4.
can see over it.
So he will be
Yeah.
able to see over it.
It's a half-buried statue. We couldn't make it 9. It would have been odd.
It's cute. Rather like it. And I love the fact that we've still got the dead horse theme going on.
I had to do it for the sake of Matt G. Trying to think about it. There's 2 wolves hidden in there as well. I think that was it. And possibly a Yeti. Is that still a no? Do I remove that? No, it's just the 2 wolves and a horse.
Cool. Very
Dead
cool.
horse. And then I put bases on everything because I think more irritating in this game than working at
Whether
the
you're in
edge.
the area or out, yeah.
Even the hills. I know the hills have got a pretty defined edge, but I put a base on them anyway.
Yeah, I didn't think it'd take him long to get over into those.
What's that? Is this king?
Yeah, it's King of Diamonds gone into the Chariot Legion there.
Does that mean he can kill off the Borax?
Hmm.
Then he can't hold up. Nothing that can hold up that second Chariot Legion, is he? Unless Sperry can get.
I don't think
No,
so.
he
He's
can't
near
double
enough.
through. And he can't double through that forest or over that thing, so he can't just go over and stand over there. Just roadblock.
Rather
I
well
think the
set
problem
up.
with a heavily weighted flank, you get in your own way.
Hmm.
Hmm. Oh, a little musical note popped up in the middle there. Cool.
I was wondering what that was.
Oh, I think he's just Bane chanted
Yeah.
or something similar. Has
It's
to be
something to do with the
Bob's turn,
drums.
hasn't it?
He's trying to see what he can see.
He's going to pick particularly
Can he see the Morax?
nasty targets.
That's what he's trying to find out, whether he can flank charge them.
Mm-hmm.
With what? Oh, what? Yeah, because you can't see through the forest.
Yeah,
Tight, isn't it?
Yeah.
it's very tight.
If that rule is accurate, you can. Another reason why it'd be lovely if Universal Battle had a leader point marked on the unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like they've just agreed he can see it.
Yeah. Ouch.
Which will then, even if it doesn't kill it, that will then block Chariot Legion.
Yeah.
Do Barry and Bob play a lot in real life?
They've had quite a few games. We've known Barry for a couple of decades.
Who normally wins?
Yeah. To be honest, it's been very mixed. Barry's usually well ahead of his game, if you know what I mean. He's very good, normally. But when he loses it big style. Which I think is another part of why Bob's using tactics. As Barry will be quite used to his usual mode of play, I would think.
Richard Laking's done very well for somebody that I've never seen play before. It's impressed by him. So Richard Laking's played well for somebody I've never seen play before.
I've seen him play at BritCon in other stuff, mainly back in the Fantasy Battle days. So I kind of half expected him to do very well. But you know, when somebody's used to picking up different systems, you know that they're going to transfer skills from them across. I must admit, Barry doesn't play Kings of War a great deal. A lot of his game nights tend to be pick and mix as to what he's going to pull out of the bag.
I've given up trying to mix things. I worked out if I mix games I play, I end up playing nothing. So even Vanguard, I played very little of this year in an attempt to actually get some Kings of War played.
Yeah, I must admit, I've done a bit of Vanguard, but not much.
I liked it. I got to Masters.
I enjoy it. That helps.
I didn't play at Masters because that way I could say I got to Masters, but I didn't go.
Well.
That was a long way away. It was up north in Nottingham.
Yeah, they had the Vanguard one at Baltic HQ, didn't they?
Yeah, I went to the what do we call it? Spearhead. He came third, second, something like that. Can't remember what.
Oh, well.
You know, not quite skill enough.
Oops! That -1 to hit on the Diamond King has messed up Bob's strategy.
Yep. And his double ones there as well. Yeah.
11, 12, 13, 15. What nerve did he give it? 15.
Wavered?
Yeah, wavered. That's definitely not what he wanted. Well, it's... I'm pretty sure he was hoping he could take them in one go and then head into that Chariot Legion down there to back up his King of Diamonds.
The only thing is that Crutcher can't see anything.
Yeah.
Nothing's in range. Well, the Wing Crudger.
Or the little one that...
Where is it?
No, I suppose you can nimble turn all the way around.
Oh, he is facing. He is facing. So he will be straight in the flank there with that little crudger.
No, he's facing away.
No, that looks
but
like
he's
he's...
individual, isn't he? He could flip
Oh yeah,
over.
you're right. He is facing away. It's the board that I'm looking at.
There's a
Ooh.
Berserker Brock Trooper overlapping that Laniax unit.
Oh, that was a
No,
bit
that
painful.
the other way around. Was there nothing inspiring?
The wardroom was directly next to it.
Does that inspire?
I believe
Rallies, isn't
so.
it?
I think that's a big...
No, it only
Rally.
rallies.
Right.
It doesn't inspire.
Ah.
That's the Morax gone, that hurts.
Which
I
means
think Bob was hoping to roll further than that.
So he lost them to a hindered charge from a troop.
Yep.
Mm.
Okay, into turn 3. Is Barry going to come back from that one? As you say, we've just spun round on the spot. We're going in that flank.
That lack of inspiring hurt there.
yeah, they're going to hit him.
Mm. That Legion can't turn sideways of chariots, can it? Because that would be a definite flank on a troop. But
He can, but he'd have to move everything else out of the way first.
yeah, and it would leave him side on, which is not what he wants.
Yeah, even a hindered side charge from a regiment of Brock is going to kill pretty much everything.
Yeah.
52 attacks.
Yeah, the mean.
And
mean,
Brock's
You're
slightly
the way. That might work.
Oh, I hadn't noticed Wingy King. He had moved himself down here. Nicely
Always
lined up
coming
for
in.
next time.
Now, is that Crudger going to move out the way? That winged one.
Well, I would imagine that it's 20 range, isn't it? I think he's probably safest going and landing in that difficult terrain at the top.
He
Don't
can't
you can
fly.
land him.
Flyers can't march into difficult terrain.
No, it counts as impassable. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
They can
And
leave it, but not enter it.
and the Berserker mounted Berserker Brock Lord will be able to charge him.
Yeah, that's true.
How's he going?
Going to make himself a target elsewhere.
Barry needs a couple of good charges with those chariots. Not sure where he's going to get them. He's not landed on that wall, is he? It's hard to tell the wings from there.
I think he has.
Well, he's not
Yeah, he's on the wall. I'd say that's on the wall.
Can you do that?
Um,
Because you can't land in difficult, can you?
If it's a half move, I imagine he could do it, and that
Well,
would have been
14
about
inches though, wasn't it?
10.
It was 14.1, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure it is. It's hard to tell with that. Looking at the base, imagining it going across and up. You might just
Yeah, it's quite possible it might be missing.
It's probably
Yeah, it
wings.
Yeah. We overhang these bases.
I also think it's going to die, so
At some point or another, it quite likely will.
well,
But
I'm just thinking in the charge arc of a lot of things.
What's the charge range of the Brox?
16.
So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So he's within charge range and charge arc
Mm-hmm.
of those Brox on the left.
Yep.
I think. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Yeah, by a few millimeters.
He's in charge range of that. He's in charge of the Berserker, mounted Berserker Brock Lord. I think he might have realised this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'd
think
be
he
like
has.
this.
I was just thinking that Bob's entire army could have charged him pretty much.
Apart from the mastiffs that he put out as a trap for Barry to go for.
3 regiments of Brocks, Sperry, the mounted Brock Lord, and the Wingy Kingy could all have charged it at once.
To be honest, there's not many places he can go where that Winged King can't get him. Short of going directly to the right, which on screen is to the left.
He may just be better off turning and facing.
He's got to shove it. I think he's got to do something with it.
That's good. I like that. At least it's got that flank, but it's kind of protected. Perhaps a fly head land in that last gap. Because can the Brock unit get through that gap now between Berserker Brocks and the Orklings? I'll see what the gap is. About 5.5 inches. 5 inches.
Yeah, but they wouldn't see through the trees.
True, very true. Yeah, so the only ones that could see them would be the second of the 4. The first one, yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And they can't get past the Orklings.
I think they're going to have other things to focus on, though, by the looks of that.
Yeah, I think
Because he's gone back.
Barry's carefully protects the fight wagons from pretty much everything. However, that does mean everything he's used to protect them are in severe danger.
Yeah.
And let's face it, that fight wagon isn't going to be sideways at the end of this turn, because if those Brocks survive a fight wagon in the flank, well, you'd have one. But, I mean, surely that would do.
Yeah,
That would do enough wounds.
60 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s.
Was it 3? Ooh. 2 pounds of 40. What's that? 20. No. 26? Yeah, it's not 26 hits.
About that, yeah.
And then whatever that wounds into.
Well, Barry's doing his usual high rolls then.
Yeah, I think the Diamond King has fluff this time round. Crudger, not so much. Oh, tell a lie. No, he's crushing 2. Actually, he's all right. I think. Yeah, so that's actually hurt. Not enough.
We'll see.
What's that, 30?
That would be the Diamond King.
Yeah. Yeah. Got rid
Yeah,
of his diamond
he's got Pink Mist.
Yep. Treble 3. Bless it.
It's
Treble
a good,
1.
good job he wasn't relying on that to do something.
Mm. Oof.
42, 28, yeah.
Have those Aucklings picked up that objective, or
I don't
he's
think they
standing
picked
on
it
it?
up. Now the question is, where is he going to point that big unit?
Looks like he's contemplating a through the trees attack.
So can those Broks on the far left, is there anything stopping them hitting the remaining unit of Morax in the flank?
Nope.
No. And
So
the flank
they're
of
in
the
range, in arc.
flying Crudger.
I think I'd rather
It's
kill
very
off the
horrible
Morax.
character as well.
There's enough stuff that can go into that Crudger from the front, but it's not going to be flying next turn.
No, it's not.
I mean, the Brock Lord could go into that, into the Crudger. Sperry could go into the Crudger. The Brocks with boots could go into the Aucklings. Brocks on the left could take out the Morax. And then they're sitting to the side of the fight wagons a little bit threatening.
Nope. I thought they would go in there.
Yeah. It's how we decide to allocate all the hitting power. Are they going to go for the same target?
See, I'd hope they would go into the Morax. Can those Mastiffs go in the front of those young X?
Well, I'm not sure if they're front or side, actually.
Front arc. Depends what the charge range is. Yeah. I think there might be a lot less orcs on the board by the end of this turn.
Yeah.
I suspect so.
Like maybe no infantry orcs at all. If they go into the flank of that Morax
I think
regiment.
they'll go for that. Yeah.
Why was he going for the Crudger? I thought he'd gone for Morax. I thought there was plenty to get that Crudger.
Just going to send the dogs in. Well, Sferry's going there.
I think he's using the Mastiffs to pick up objectives, actually.
Yeah. Well, he's got the Mastiffs picked up that one on the hill, so.
Yeah. And then without any shooting for them to chaff off, he doesn't really need them.
I thought Wingy King you'd go into the back of something.
I
There
was
we go.
thinking he'd take out the Aucklings, but no.
He's actually playing the objectives.
Oh, he's moving off the objectives. He kind of just sat them there forever.
Or taking the objective with them.
Yes. Oh, he is
Oh,
taking the
it's
objective
great.
with him. That's better. That makes more sense.
Right, well, what's he going to do with the hitting power sat at the top? Because you can't tell me they're just going to sit there.
They might be, you know.
I would have thought they'd be getting in somewhere.
I would have thought Sverry at least would take out the Orklings.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
You know that thing I just said that he would do? He's just done it.
Yeah.
Just far enough to be hindered.
See, it almost sounds like we know what we're doing.
We don't know what we're doing. What are you talking about? We're experts.
Speak for yourself, Andy. Speak
As
for
he undoes
yourself.
it. Undo.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's almost like he heard Andy saying that he knows what he's talking about.
I think he found out he was going to be hindered. So he's having a reset.
See, Barry is going to start the next turn with 3 big hitting units still alive. When he could have been down to just 2.
Yeah, I am surprised.
Surprised those Brocks, those Moraks are still going to be kicking by the end of it, because Brock Regiment in the flank, they would have been in a fair bit of trouble.
Unless they were out of range.
No, they were just in. 6, 12, 18. What's their charge range? 16 or 18?
16.
Oh, they might have
16.
been out. I might have been looking at 18. Yeah, because the blue line's 18, isn't it? Yeah, they might just been out. Can't have been by much if they were in range of the wing slasher.
It's obviously leaving the guys at the top where they are.
I'm thinking at the moment he can hold the 3 objectives on the left and just keep Barry busy with the 2 on the right. And that means he wins regardless.
Will Bob be playing for objectives, or will he be working out how much he can kill?
He does tend to play for objectives. So I think he probably will be doing.
I think he was just playing for kill. He'd have been more aggressive.
He'd have been a lot more aggressive.
This is trying to hold units in reserve.
I'm not used to seeing Bob still have stuff sat where it virtually started.
I mean, the bright wagon on the left basically can't see much, can it? Whopping great big forest in front of it. You can see what? The rocks by the river, by the lake. I don't think it can see the other 2.
It can see the
It
flank
should be able
there,
to see
but
the regiment of Brocks, which the Orklings are in the way of.
Yeah, that's the one by the lake, the only one you can see, isn't it?
And I think it's just in range.
It's the J-Boots one.
If it's in range, then
oh, yeah.
It's 15 and a bit inches away, so if 16 inches is his charge range.
Okay, so Diamond Geezer's gone and
the young axe.
Young Axe.
Interesting.
And
No,
this
the
will
fight
be
wagons is
beyond the
P7.
bomb.
3, 6, 9. No, the fight wagons are out of range. Oh no, hang on. They are in range.
Corner, I
I'm
reckon
clicking on the wrong
it's
bit.
in.
Because that fight wagon is made up of 2 separate units, I'm clicking on the back one and getting the range measured from the back. If I click on the front, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14 is just in range.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's worth remembering.
Yeah, I think those young acts are about to go pop. Yeah.
Yep. No big surprises.
No, not really.
Yeah, they stand to face the Orklings, and if they died for the Orklings, it would be a miracle.
Okay, so
And even if
this
they did, not that
happening here.
impactful.
3 is 18. Pop.
Yep. Do they actually have to move, or are they okay there?
He could have just stayed as he was, to be honest.
I was thinking that.
But
But
at
you
the
put
same
yourself in the more axis flank, assuming they don't move. Just swung his leader point just into that flank. Which I know is relevant because they'll charge next turn.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to stay there.
No. So what do you reckon? More acts into those blocks and fight wagon into the top blocks? And then maybe all things into the other ones to hold them off?
I would say Orklings into them to hold them off, fight wagons into the ones that are just in range, more acts into the ones in front of them, possibly with the Bane Chanted. And then these ones down here, I would say, yeah. I think it's gonna have to be Barry charges.
If he's seen that fight wagon is in range.
That is the question.
You know, a good roll of rolling. Barry could kill 3 units. 4.
Yeah. I think
5 if he's amazingly lucky, but I doubt it.
the fight wagons on the right, I think they're going to have to charge the regiment to Brox. Either that or they're just going to get charged and killed anyway. So if they do that, then with a bit of luck, you could kill that and 2 regiments of Brox. And then hope you can survive the countercharge.
Well, if he kills 2 regiments of Brox, he's killed half of Bob's main hitting force.
Yeah. What are the odds on a fight wagon surviving being hit in the front by a regiment of Brox?
Well, the nerve of 20, reasonable.
It's 13 hits, about. They've got a chance. It's certainly not a sure thing, especially if the Brox are hindered or anything.
Oh, they only hit the 4s, so yeah, 13 hits.
It's possible fight wagons that charge the regiment, the Brox would have to make a hindered charge hitting on 5s, and suddenly it might be survivable.
They're the Brox of the Brewer's strength, aren't they?
Yes. Ooh. I don't think you could do that in chess. Can they see them? Have we been? Actually,
They're on a hill, aren't they?
And there's an angle.
Yeah.
Did not see that. That is, that's going to happen, isn't it? You can do it.
And they're the
again.
Pathfinder ones, so that's nice.
Yes. Ooh.
Now, can you still get that other Fight Wagon Legion into the box of boots?
Maybe, or may. I
Yeah,
think it's
that's
plan. Yeah, all
things going there.
try and clog them up.
Now the Morax into the bronze
Other
in front of
regiment.
them,
Mm-hmm.
and then that leaves a nice open. Yeah,
I think so.
The other little
and then
creature
the J
comes
boots
in.
ones, and that's the perfect units into the perfect units.
Mm.
So the next question is,
If
what are
a
the
party
odds?
has bad rolls, it's all over.
Well, I'll get ready with the UB dice sign.
So that Godspeaker needs to move out the way.
Barry checking his 14 inches.
That sounds so wrong.
Well, that big. Oh, of course, the Godspeaker is just an individual. He can charge straight through it, can't he?
Yeah, he's not mighty. He should be ignorable. So,
Now they were wounded last turn by the Wingy Kingy, so they've lost any Thunderers, haven't they?
don't think they have Thunderous. I think they just straight crush one.
Ooh.
Yeah, straight crush one. So they're hitting at full power. 30 attacks. And if they've got the boots, they pop the boots and.
So what are they on, 3s or 4s?
3s with the boots.
So 20 hits. What's the defense of a Brock? 4s.
4s. So wounding on 3s, about.
So 2/3 of 20, which is what, 5s, 15, 16 and a bit, 17.
Well, yeah, I was going to say 16 should be enough. A bad roll will.
So what's the nerve of the Brock regiment?
I don't know what he's doing.
Well, he certainly measured it to show that the angle's there.
Mm-hmm.
Is he worried about not landing on his own on the
For some
king?
reason, he decided not to do it.
I'm surprised by that. If he could have killed those,
Yeah.
now he's going to get charged by them.
Yeah, because they're going to do the boots thing back at him.
Mm-hmm. They are.
Well, there's a question to ask. Take a screenshot of that.
I'm guessing he's hoping the other ones killed the regiment they're in, and then he's got the 2 regiments threatening Bo's Brock Riders. And he's got to go for one of them. Turns out they just tend to.
He was considering objectives.
If they don't kill him, this is going to be embarrassing. I don't think they've killed. Oh, they have killed him.
Bye bye, Wingy Kingy. I've not done done as much damage as he normally does with him, which is a good thing for Barry.
I don't think he's done enough to kill it.
It's not very high to get, to be honest.
It's dash 16.
What was he doing? Wounding
What
on.
did he get?
11 and 3. Unless he's wounding on. He's not. Is he wounding on 2s because of the wings? Could be.
Yeah, he's one
Yeah.
less defense, isn't
Yeah.
he?
Yeah, that's it.
It's one less
And
defense.
did he get Bane chanted by the Godspeed?
The Bane chant didn't work.
Ah.
Yeah, there was a double one with that.
But if it was. Look at that list again. Yeah. Easy Army doesn't show the drop off on his defense. So yeah,
Oh, but it is
defense
-1.
3, which means it's enough.
Ah, yeah, not defense 6 or whatever it is. It's
No,
Lord, he's a
just
berserker
blocking,
lord.
he's only defense 4, 3 with the wings. So yeah, suddenly they're killing him, winning him on 2s, and it makes sense that he's dead.
Hmm.
I'm surprised he didn't move the Fight Wagon Legion forward.
It's going to get flank charged by that troop. It's not
Yeah,
right.
Proteus didn't do enough.
If it was a square, it would have turned, but it's an oblong.
I know he's obviously wanting to go and back the Orklings up and go in there so that it's a double charge, but he could have tried going forward D6 or sidestepping or something. He still would have had them in the flank, I suppose.
Are the Brock Riders thunderous or crushing?
Thunderous.
Thunderous.
So they could lose that to just one wound from the Orklings.
Yeah.
Well, they could lose one of it, couldn't they? I think
No,
it's Thunderous 2.
They're only Thunderous 1, and they'd
Only
lose it
Thunderous
all.
Well,
This
it
is
doesn't
going to
look
be
like that's
26
going to happen.
hits in the flank, so yeah.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
Did the Orklings do nothing to the?
The
No.
ones at the top, I don't think they did anything.
That's a shame. Just one wound would have been. Just to strip that thunderous.
So can that regiment pull back 1 inch, see these guys and charge them? Or are they just going to try and wipe the Orklings?
I would imagine there'll be a wipeout moment.
They're not nimble, so they wouldn't be turn enough, could they? I wonder where Sperry's going to go.
Yeah.
Five people watching, but a very
I think
quiet
it's the
chat.
flank. Yeah. Well, tiniest of margins for getting that flank.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, that's happening both.
Oh, it is, isn't it? It's tiny. Hinder charge, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's still a flank. I think anybody would take a flank hindered regardless.
When you're hitting on 3s with 10 attacks, yeah.
Yeah, 2's 20 attacks.
Okay. Hang in there, little fellas. I don't think so. Oh, wavered.
Ooh. Considering a turn or so ago, I thought that Bob was going to pretty much table him in a couple of turns. It's not. No foregone conclusion, is it?
No, it's not.
It may well come down to this.
That vicious roll.
Yeah.
Ooh, 11. They're gone.
Yeah, if those two attacks go well on the fight wagons, then it is Bob's. If the fight wagons are still functioning, could go either way.
That means his 2 Morax units, he's lost 1 on a double 6 and 1 on a 5 and a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He needs some inspiring.
it does, desperately.
The problem is his 2 sources of inspiring are both fighting things that have to be out doing something. So you've got the winged slasher that was doing the winged scary thing, not inspiring, and then the other Prudger who's sitting far, far out on the right flank.
Yeah, right out.
There are
Inspiring
both-
for the wagon, at least.
That is the benefit of standard bearers. Because they're so squishy, you don't throw them into things. So they're
All
much
they
more
do.
survive.
And then you put something like the Warbird cover or something on them, so they're just
Yeah.
pinging little wounds, making nerve checks every now and again. Or good old loot terror, loot facial darkness. Sorry, just so that you can.
He's not killed the fight wagons.
You're now going to hit him back,
Oh, yes.
and still have their J boots for the turn after. If he can bane chant those fight wagons, then they stand a reasonable chance of killing that unit back.
Yeah. The Brocks charged and did not kill things.
Hmm.
I think the Brocks need something with them, don't they? They've not enough attacks to guarantee that a single charge against a legion is going to break it.
Yeah, so from thinking things were clear, it's now gone a bit. But I think Bob's probably still going to win by holding loot tokens.
Yeah, if he
Yeah,
can run
correct.
away with those tokens he's got. Especially since those Moraxes are gone and now can't go for the dog things.
Mastiffs.
Yeah. Can that Crudger kill
Yeah, that's
the
something.
ones he's charging? Not that he can pick the token up, but the drummer can pick the
It
token up
stops
next
them
time.
having it. Yeah.
That'd give him 1. He'll get 1 that's worth 2 if he kills that Brock regiment. So that would basically give him the equivalent of 3, which is basically a draw.
No, it's going to be 3v4.
No, it's still.
Oh, no, you're right. No,
Still
yeah, there's
got,
2 there. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I've missed. There's 2 on that.
yeah, on the other dogs.
Yeah.
Mastiff regiment.
The other stick pack.
I mean, given everything else, you take from Barry's position 3 versus 4.
With that many kills and that close, it will be the best of the losses.
Yeah.
Which will then put him, top, high, middle.
Yeah, making it a narrow loss could be his best bet.
Is this a game from two people that won their last two games, or is this a game two who lost their first? Did Bob win his first one?
I don't think he won. I think he lost. So I do think they've both lost the games.
Yeah.
But I could be completely wrong. I've not followed
No, you're
very
right.
close.
Yeah, they did. So it'll put him in 2 losses bottom quarter, but the top of the bottom quarter.
Mm. Oh, just one, Barry. That's not what he wanted.
And then it turns around again.
I imagine rude words are being said right now. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we feel his pain there.
Oh, definitely feel his pain.
Which one was that? Which unit is he doing? Oh, the plant at the top. Oh,
Yeah, that was just Crudger. On the other hand,
that's not too bad.
Bit late.
Turn around, turn around. Turn around. Don't leave that in your flank or your rear.
Don't just... No.
Turn it, turn it, turn it. There we go.
He's listening to you. There you go.
yeah, okay. In the charge from the front, they might be able to take that. Nothing else can see them.
What's this, turn 5?
Yeah.
So possibly 2 more turns after. There's definitely one. Did he manage to bane chant either of the units?
I think he bane chanted the Crudger.
That didn't help, did it?
Ooh.
Well, that changes things a little bit.
But Bob's still got more objectives.
Currently.
Can represent.
That's a 43.
Right, is it? Oh no, is it Cratcher was chasing? Unless there's Aucklings on the left going on a rampage.
Yes.
Well, they're going to run away with all the stuff they've got. So, yeah.
That's all right. Or are they going on flank?
No, they're moving after the charge arc of the fight wagons.
Yeah.
On the odd chance that the fight wagons aren't going to get charged by Sperry and the Brocklord.
Oh, they will. It's guaranteed, because he's going to want the 2-point objective held there.
Yeah.
And again, a good round of fighting, and he could kill both those units, and it's...
Yeah. And suddenly it's all Bob.
It's one thing when you start totting up all the damage that gets done.
It's going to be one of those games when you're working out the kill points at the end, where you just work out what's left and subtract it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is Sperry going?
He's got to go straight ahead, surely.
Is that
Yeah, I would imagine so.
But it's either that or avoid. No, he's going to go in.
There were places where he could have stood where he just couldn't be seen. And the Rock Lord?
Yeah.
Now, Blade of Beast Slayer and their large cav, aren't chariots count as large cav?
No,
They
they're not
separate now.
large
No,
cav.
sadly not.
So that won't kick in.
It doesn't work against them. They're not large infantry, monster infantry, large cavalry, monsters, or titans.
But not chariots.
So what we wrote in here, Bob?
Not chariots.
Well, they've got 11 wounds on them. Your average roll is 7.
And we've got the snake eyes again.
To be fair, I think he needed quite a bit more than Snake Eyes on them. They're only on
Oh yeah.
8.
Uh-huh.
So he needed 12, he needed double 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't going to happen. So
No,
you're going to roll a
but it's
snake eyes, roll it on the thing where you need your box first.
Yeah.
Sometimes a double 1 doesn't really matter.
Now, sometimes when you only need 3, it makes all the difference. I know.
Yeah.
How many times do I roll double 1s?
Yeah, those guys are gone.
And that's all the objectives back to Bob. So
Currently, Bob has
all of them.
6 points with 4 objectives, and Barry, well, yeah, he's got 7. Barry can get 1.
Who went first? Barry went first, didn't he?
Yeah.
So Bob's got a turn. Even if Barry does kill that Berserker troop, which, let's face it, with 11 wounds on them, he's had a blooming good chance of doing. Sverry and his little chum could go and possibly finish them off.
Yeah.
Unless Sverry gets hit by that mounted Crudger.
Would that be... Crudger's not going to kill him. But...
10-6.
Mm-hmm.
Here he goes.
Right, well. Oh. Good luck there, Barry. You're going to need it.
The war drum's just going to sandwich him.
I'd be putting the war drum into the back end of the
And if you
Brock.
do, and you kill the Brocks, who gets the token? The damaged Legion or the undamaged war drum?
I think the Legion take it and the War Drum try and block a charge.
Mm.
Oh.
Or they could just be moving to block a potential charge anyway. Yeah.
Can't believe those little Orklings are still in the game at the bottom. Wavered again.
Yeah, they're
It's
just
very
not dying. They can't do anything, but they're not dead.
Mm.
So with that war drum, is there a war drum rally 2?
Yeah.
So it makes the nerve of the Legion 22. So with that 8 on them, they were well out of the range of being killed, weren't they?
They are currently morale 22 and inspired by the Crudger. So
It's going to take a lot to shift them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was that by any chance then better on the Crotcher?
He can't do anything. Even if all his 5 attacks hit and wound, he still needs to roll a 13 to kill Sperry. He's can't kill him.
Ooh,
It's
18.
just nasty.
18.
I'll just read it right. Yep, dash 18.
2 less
Yeah,
than a Legion.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a nasty piece of work, he's very.
Wow, he's a dragon without wings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 210 points, and you get a lot. Your 210 points. His only weakness is a relatively low defense.
And a lack of fly compared to a lot of the other big
Yeah.
monster. I think he's a monster, not a Titan.
He is large cavalry.
Large
Oh,
cow.
like that.
Not even a monster.
Just fights like one.
Yes.
Yes. Hmm.
So if there's a turn 7, what can Barry kill?
I don't know
Um,
that he's got much that can get into range of anything.
Ferry. The only thing he could kill that would be meaningful is Ferry and get the token.
If
And then
Barry
put
doesn't
it
calculate
by
it.
everything that pounds into him. Which, to be fair,
Yeah.
wouldn't be much.
I mean, Surrey could go and stand somewhere where the White Whackers just can't see him. So he'd basically be getting charged by a Crotcher.
Okay, Bob, why are you not taking those mastiffs in?
Because he's scared of the Orklings.
That must
If
be
he didn't
it.
kill the Orklings and they turned around, killed the Mastiffs and took their token,
Yeah.
he'd be,
Quite funny, but
Yeah, right now they can't do that.
yeah. And it'd take a lot to get through that little troop of Brocks.
But yeah, it would be a chance for Barry to countercharge with his 12 attacks, which have a very slim chance of killing the Mastiffs. But they have a chance. So he's
don't
not
have
ready
a chance,
yet.
they're not touching. Yeah. Because no chance is better than a slim chance.
Yeah.
Football.
He's obviously moved there just to try and be out of line of sight, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Sferry's going for the wardroom.
This is a weird thing where if I look on my iPad on Universal Battle, I see it first. Then StreamYard sees it a few seconds later. StreamYard, sorry. And then YouTube sees it about 10 seconds after that. Triple thing.
If there's a turn
It's strange
7,
watching like.
if there's a turn 7, can the Crutcher kill the Mastiff Regiment?
What's he got? A 16-inch charge range?
16-inch.
Yeah, they stay there.
He could actually do it.
You can't get to the Mastiff Regiment that's got the 3 points on it.
No, but he could get the little one,
Yeah.
which means
A draw is physically possible, mathematically possible. Highly unlikely, but possible.
2, 4, 5 Bobs. No, with Sferry having a 2-point token and the other 2-point token up at the top.
no, the fight wagons, I think, would have to crush through the Berserker Brocklord and then get a 5 or 6 to go into Sperry and crush him as well.
Yeah,
Mm.
that would have to be the.
It's technically doable.
Yeah, it's a mathematical possibility, even if it's highly unlikely.
Yes. So Barry for the draw then. Don't think they can go back an inch and pivot and catch him, can they? Ooh. No.
No. Not got enough of a pivot there. Sadly.
Especially as he should have been more central than that.
Mm.
Oh no, he's going for Sperry.
Well, he wants the 2-point token. It would make all the difference. Fetch it to a close.
It's good enough that you can pick it up, though. So
Yeah, it'll go
Yeah,
to 1-4 rather than 1-6.
then there's a turn. Oh, this is turn 7.
Yeah.
Ah, so there's
Yeah.
no more turns then.
I mean, I think I'd have gone for the Mastiffs, but it's a thin chance either way.
From a tournament point of view, how many points Bob gets has no effect on Barry as long as Barry's lost. Barry's better off going and killing stuff because that will push him up higher.
Yeah. He would have been better off going for the Mastiffs, really.
Yeah. But he was hoping to get more than the 1 and follow in. I mean, I can see why he did it, but I don't think he's going to kill Sperry.
No, he's not going
Not
to
with his
kill
nerve
Sperry.
18.
Even though he's not done so badly there.
That's it, I think.
That's Barry done.
Bob's last turn.
Yep.
And the question is, can Bob kill the flight wagons?
Ferry charge the fight wagons. We see if they die or not. I think that's about all that's going to happen.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think so. I think Sferry's going to try it. There's nothing else for him to really be bothered about.
Yeah. And he
See
can't.
what he is.
10 attacks, sitting on 4s, crush 1.
3 or 4 wounds.
Well,
Excuse me.
3 or 4 wounds would make it to 13, which would put it on about evens for them to die. So,
Yeah, not rallied anymore.
but
Yeah,
I
no
think they're
rally.
inspired just by the Crudger. Are they? Or not? Ooh.
Shame the Rocks couldn't get
Not.
the
They're
Crudger.
out of range of the Crudger.
Oh,
Yeah, they are.
because when
Wow.
you're talking
Yeah, it's
about 7, that makes all the difference.
Mm. An average once, not an average twice.
Yeah.
Barry's comments of what's the scenario? Okay. Bless him. I would imagine his
19.
is going down well there.
I think he's got 19. So he's 1 off killing them.
Oh well.
Unless he's brutal.
I don't know, he's got most of the special rules. He might
Yes,
be.
Barry is brutal.
Do they realise?
Oh, Bob will.
No, he's not. He's got everything
I'm
else.
sure he is.
I don't think so. Wild charge, crushing strength, inspiring nimble, thunderous charge,
No.
vicious, but not
No,
brutal. So
Oh well,
they
point out of it.
survived.
And that's the end of that nightmare.
He gets a point.
That was definitely quite something. Poor
It
Barry.
was not a foregone conclusion.
No, it definitely wasn't.
Don't let him say, "Oh, I was losing that and I wasn't doing well," because he did well in a number of places.
Oh, he definitely knows that he was doing fine. Bless him.
I mean, when it comes down to points left on the board, I don't think there's much between them.
No,
Yeah.
that's not a lot.
I say Barry's got just under 600, and no, I think actually on kill points, Barry's ahead.
210. Berserker Lord's still there, 160.
No, Berserker Lord's dead, isn't he?
I thought I saw him.
No,
Be wrong.
no, he got eaten.
Oh yes, he did, didn't he? Over near the wardroom.
So it's only about 130 for the Mastiff, about 130 for the regiment, and 210. So yeah, Barry has the kill points.
Bless. I must admit, it definitely didn't go the way that I was expecting. Bob doesn't normally play like that when I've watched him. And Barry's always so good.
I think Bob played for the almost certain win, even if it involved sacrificing everything on the right-hand side of the board.
Yeah.
Because he could have been a lot more aggressive and maybe won, but it might have ended up being embarrassing instead.
Yeah. Yeah, I must admit, he held back quite some time with the Macquaz and J Boots guys.
Yeah.
Which I found a surprise, and not getting Sverry into the fight till late either.
Did his job though.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Sverry always does. He's a nasty bastard. Oh.
Yeah.
Are they coming back in to discuss the game afterwards?
They are doing. Although I think they're still laughing and joking with each other downstairs.
And saying only.
Yeah, it's like subliminal thoughts. Come to the room. Bless them. All I can hear is Bob waffling.
So what do you think of the map then?
I like the map. I'm trying to spot these wolves.
They're white wolves on a white background.
Ah.
Nope. Cold. Still cold, warmer. Yeah, you can't see it on that one because it's underneath a very. Look on the other forest, you can probably see it.
Yeah, no, you can see it poking out in the corner. Say a corner of round wood.
Cool. Helps when you know what you're looking at.
I left the wacky lots of rules and stuff for Marks too. And I tried to do
play with.
And then I'm playing with a slightly Markish rule for the fourth one, we're doing a map, then I'm doing a map, then Mark's doing a map, then I'm doing the last one.
Keeps you going.
Yeah.
It's nice to see you guys working together on it. It's cool. It really is.
It's nice. Yeah, we got to work with Matt on the first one. We get to work with him on the next one.
Mm. We have so few people up here in the north that run tournaments. It's very hard to actually, do something joint with anybody. I suppose we could do something joint with the Northern Kings, but it's kind of middle ground would be Element Games, and it just gets done to death at Element for me.
I suppose the thing about the Northern Kings is they already are a bunch of people who run separate tournaments, playing with each other, so they get to play in even a number of tournaments. Whereas it was literally Mark and Grant running one tournament in our area, and now it's gone up to. Then we started, then Matt came to ours, and then he started, and then Clive started.
Sorry, I can't let them in here for some reason. It's not. I've got both of them sat there. Right, I need to.
Your name's not on the list. You're not coming in.
Yeah, name's not on the list. You're not coming in. Something like that. Up to stream.
I'm back.
Barry.
Right.
Hello.
Sorry, Bob, I can't get you there.
Barry's happy, smiling face.
Hiya, Bob.
How are we doing?
It is. Right.
That was a laugh, wasn't it?
What do we
That was close.
A bit of a wobble in the middle. Nearly ran out of beer. But I'm okay now.
Running out of beer is not a good move. Don't go doing that. Hiya, Bob.
Hello.
I was trying to let you in. I just didn't get you.
I know when I'm not wanted. My name's not on the
Oh,
list.
is that what it was? Well, you've not brought me a gin, so.
I was busy.
I noticed. Not ginning me. That was the problem. Well, I think there were a number of questions. I'll let Matt ask Barry the question that was madly keenly.
Yeah,
excellent.
The big question.
Think back. Okay. A couple of turns before the end, you had the Flying King in the back of your chariot legion, and you had the option of killing him or going forward after the Brocks, the path of the J-Boots Brocks, and you decided to go for the King. What was your thoughts on that?
So I figured the King should have been able to take them out. I wasn't worried. Is that just before they flanked the other unit, the other fight weapon unit? Was it then? Was it after?
It was. They were there. Hang on.
I think it's about
The J-Boot Brock.
Just go back onto the room and click on do a million times.
Oh, look, he's done it. Oh, look at this.
Oh, wow, that's organized.
Fantastic.
At that point, you'd obviously thought about it.
And measured it.
You measured it. You checked they could see.
Oh, the one to the back, right at the back.
Yeah.
I'd have been flanked to shit and lost the unit. I didn't mind him charging me because I could take that. If I charged into them, I would have been flanked by Sverry and potentially countered by them.
If you'd killed them, you'd have turned, and Sverry wouldn't have.
I wouldn't have turned very far though.
You could have.
I suppose I could have. It could have been a bit, a little bit, and then that would have left the wingy kingy dicking about. I didn't want to. It's quite important to keep them alive because, as you saw, they're the ones that kill things.
Yes,
to be honest, by the time it got to that, I was a little bit discombobulated. After all the dicking about that I did with the flying crutcher slasher thingy, I know that I should have turned the Morax to the left around the big head thing, and just I'd needed to move out the way. I was thrown from losing the Morax to a hindered charge from a troop of rocks. That shouldn't have happened.
You had two Morax regiments.
Yes.
One of your Morax died to a double six, and the other Morax died to a 5 and a 6.
Yeah. Well, I mean that didn't really
Right
matter.
roll.
The second one, it doesn't matter that it was a 5 and a 6 because there was lots of stuff that was going to hit it. It was too late by then. It's not really significant. The significant things were I should have just jumped the flying crudge. I mentioned this to Bob shortly after I'd done it completely wrong. When I mentioned the first time around, and I was like, right, that's okay. If I go there, I'm out of range of the ones at the top, and I've successfully separated the two halves of his army, and I can fight this lot. If I can get close enough, I can taunt him into hopefully charging the crudger, do some more fighting over there. I can pick up loot counters and push off to the left. And then, oh shit, no, I can't get my horde in, legion in here, and turn it around. That's when I'll start messing around. So I should have just gone, okay, don't do that. Just jump over the rock, or don't jump over the rock. Just stay where you are, because it really didn't matter. Didn't need to be there. And then move the Morax to the left and made myself some room. Then charged into the flank of that troop. But because I was hell-bent on making space, what I did instead was faffed around for a good 5 minutes of just messing. And then once I finally moved the crudger, I forgot that I also had to measure the regiments to the far left, which then flanked me and smashed me to pieces. And then at which point, the nature of my fairly hitty but not fast at all versus Bob's fast and thunderous. If I let him, and that was the whole idea about putting everything behind those woods, was I can win lots of fights there. And then I just gave him one flank charge that's completely open like a moron, and that just folded everything. That and the 2 double ones on the rock troop that was on the right. Could have done without that.
Yeah.
I think the first one again wasn't really
One
significant,
of them didn't.
but the second one really mattered because it was double one. That was a pain in the ass because then the Pathfinder Morax Legion, Fight Wagon Legion that was in the woods wouldn't have to just flip upside down. It could have turned to face the other stuff I wanted to kill, and I could have brought something back, but I couldn't do that because double ones happen. Double ones happen. So shit. Also, I don't like my army. Did I mention that?
You may have hinted to it badly a couple of times.
No, I'm sure Hex is going to prove itself really useful at some point.
Yeah, not in this tournament. Not to me. Not at all.
Yeah, not for you.
Not unless there's a really good mage character coming up with massive lightning bolts. In which case, possibly, because I can hex and lightning bolt. Possibly.
Yeah. You never know.
There you go.
Never know.
I know.
These characters are still in development, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know. No, they've been made for a while, haven't they?
Yeah, they were all done at once.
Yeah.
Mark made them. Paul and I cried. Mark toned them down. He okayed them, and then they were all ready.
I saw the models appear. I saw when I just happened to be on UB. I can't remember when it was. It was a while back though, a couple of weeks ago, I think, when the King of whatever things, when it'll stuff at the bottom of UB lobby when people have made stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Mark Cunningham's just made the King of this and the King of that, and I thought, what the hell is he doing? This can't end well. And found out, oh yeah, I want some of that. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Regretting it now.
Yeah. Oh, bless you. Andy, have you any questions you want to put to either of them?
No, I think we covered the main things. Why did you put the crudger where you put the crudger on the
Because I'm an idiot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You've played me. You know I roll.
Very well, Barry, at times. It's just sometimes when there isn't enough beer flowing,
sometimes I bury it up.
You have a mental blip.
It happens, and we all have the best plans destroyed by a double one. That's happened to everyone, I'm sure.
I think it's safe to say
I don't
the
think there's
best
anybody
plan.
that hasn't had that.
Well, to be honest, I watched Barry put the crudger on Slasher there. I watched him, measured it, checked the angle, and went, yeah, he's out. He's moved it far enough forward. And then it wasn't until after we'd stopped and I started my turn and I was checking angles on stuff again. I went back through and suddenly went, oh, he's in the flank.
And there was a moment at the end of my turn where I went, oh,
yeah,
this might have been a bit of a hint.
Yeah, but you didn't.
So-
I thought it was something over on the other side.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I started checking again. I could have been really nice and said you could go
you
back,
didn't
but I'm not that nice.
There would have been a lot of going back though, considering how long it took me to move the bloody things.
Yeah,
With
yeah.
3 units in the first place, just so I could get 1 charge. And because I couldn't figure out how big the Fight Wagon Legions are supposed to be.
This is true.
I did enjoy the Fight Wagon Legions though, to be honest.
They're awful.
They were literally the only things that actually killed anything.
Totally. I mean,
No, they weren't. No, the more
my guys
Yeah,
sitting there usually go, oh well, we'll take a charge. All right, we're only defense 4, but we're nerve 18. There's a good chance we'll survive, especially if we're inspired. But I had to send the inspiring away to go and fight, and then I'm just watching my units falling like dominoes. It's like bam, 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 3 regiments in 2 turns. I'm like, wow, this isn't going to end well. It's only luckily that you didn't put a lot of stuff on your left flank. So my mastiffs just went, oh, we'll just wander around and pick stuff up.
Yeah. Well, the idea was kill everything on the right, kill everything on the right, take the centre, regardless of what you were doing. Because if I'd gone on the left and you put stuff on the left, that wouldn't have happened because it was all open field. I had to fight you where you get hindered all over the show. That was just nailed on from the start. Whether I was at the top or bottom, I had to put everything on the right.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that you had the J boots and the Pathfinder on, I thought, well, I might as well put mine behind the wood and see where yours go. Because if yours go in the centre, it's a bit of a waste. Because then you'll be sending other stuff to fight through the woods where I can, and the strength guys and the run down the left-hand side there. Yeah. So the idea was that the 3 regiments there hold everything up. The regiment in the middle goes and leads the fight for the token in the middle, and then the 2 Mastiff units and the troop just generally pedal round and pick them up. The 3 that were on the left-hand side of the screen were the 3 that I was aiming for. The other 2 on the other side, I wasn't really bothered about. I didn't expect to lose my entire army holding you up there, but
that was the plan. I wanted just enough on the left of the big head that you couldn't loop around the back. Yeah. So that's why it was just 1 unit of young axe and the Orklings. The reason I threw the young axe forward is because I couldn't go backwards and I didn't want it to be any closer to a comfortable manoeuvring thing. So I threw them forwards and didn't worry about getting charged in the flank because I thought I'd put my crutcher somewhere where the that left-hand regiment wasn't going to go into them. So if they hadn't been in range, I thought they're just going to go in. Everything's going to go into the young axe regiment, and then you'll be over there on the left rather than further, out of any charge arcs I might get or anything like that. So that's why I just threw them in. I thought, well, they're going to die. That's kind of what they do anyway. But then I'd made that key thing wrong. It's just that's the thing that sometimes I do. If I don't do that, I tend to do quite well. Sometimes I just do that. That's me. Hi.
Both of your armies, the thing we spoke about earlier was all of your inspiring was things that had another job that's more important than inspiring. So it was, I'm the big flappy thing that threatens stuff, or I'm running around charging things. Neither of you had that kind of cheap standard bearer bloke who just makes sure everyone.
Well, no,
every time you needed it, the inspiring wasn't there because it was doing something more important.
Sure, this is the issue with this is the thing that really bugs me about my list. Because what essentially happened was I tried to join the tournament and then went about my day thinking I know that I might go on a reserve list. I ended up having to work quite late. Got to 11 o'clock and I was like, right, it's all right. I think I've just got a list I can just submit. Oh, no, I haven't. I'll grab another one and I'll mess about with it and I'll sort it out and I'll put it in there. It'll be fine. And then so I faffed about quite a lot and I ended up submitting. The thing that annoys me so much about it is the Godspeaker. He is essentially BSB with loot, but at about 50 points more than he would be if that's what I had. Just because of the messing around, all the messing around that I did, taking him like that. Doesn't need to be mounted because it's a slow army. Even the fight wagons. The fight wagons don't charge forwards for the most part because they need the flanks protected. So why the hell is he mounted? He hasn't got drain life. He hasn't got fireball. He doesn't need to be able to reach over anything. It's just a bad choice, bad move. So that's what I should have there. As for the 2 Crudgers, one of them, because he's a Crudger rather than a Crusher, so it's better. He's fighting in roughly the same place as the stuff that he's fighting with, as a rule. And the Winged Slasher, well, he just happens to be inspiring. I didn't have the spare points. On top of all the other stuff, there's a lot of stuff that I would change. I think I made a much better list that I could use the day after we submitted the lists, which, it's kind of irrelevant, really, isn't it? The one that I'm actually going to build. And part of it was, I want to try 2 Legions of Fight Wagons, see what that looks like. Looks really good. Problem is, the unlocks, the count as troops are irregular. It's a nightmare. So you need lots of other stuff. Yeah. So one shout is swap 1 for chariots. Just the difference is significant. 10 less attacks. Especially against the army like Bob's.
It's quite a big.
It's fairly low defense, high nerve, or average defense, high nerve. That sort of thing. And then, like Bob said at one point, he said, "Oh, well, that's stop your thunderous." Well, I don't have any. They're not chariots. They're not regular chariots. So that's pretty cool. I probably should have had, Border Long Axe instead of the Young Axe regiments, and then just a BSB. It would have been quite different. Wouldn't necessarily have done any better, but it would have been quite different. Because that's the other thing is, pile lots of regiments in there, and you get to use the Godspeaker gets extra dice on his Bane Chant and Hex. Aren't we impressed with that? Which, incidentally, I had to move him somewhere. The one time he Bane Chanted and failed, I had to move him away from the one regiment that would have benefited him, because otherwise he would have been mushed by heroes. So, sucks to be me. But it's like I was saying, like I said earlier, it's not easy being green.
You make a great Kermit, though, Barry.
Kermit, you all.
Oh, right. Well, I suppose we shall wrap up for an evening and say goodbye to the whole world, because if we don't end the broadcast, we could sit here and chat all night, which I'm sure not everybody's going to want to do.
No.
Yeah, I need to go and light some joss sticks at my shrine to Dan King in supplication for that.
Oh, dear. Right. Well, I shall put the music on and off we shall go.